So now this is the last scene of King Edward II. So this is the sixth scene, that is the concluding scene of this play. Now this is Royal Palace, London, young Mortimer and Matrevis. Young Mortimer. Isn't done Matrevis and the murderer dead? Young Mortimer is anxious that the king was killed. It was successfully killed. Yeah, my good lord, it would it were done undone. Actually, Matrevis was accomplice in murdering the king, but now he is repenting that he should not kill him. He should not be the part of the killing, because he is afraid now. Matrevis, if thou now groundest penitent, I will be thy ghostly father. Therefore choose whether thou wilt be sacred in this, or else die by the hand of Mortimer. Now Mortimer is threatening Matrevis. Why he is threatening? Because he is too much scared. He has been afraid of this killing. And that's why Matrevis is being threatened by young Mortimer. So you have to choose. You have to keep silent. You have to be mum, or I will kill you. So be silent. Otherwise the public will be suspicious of your face. Matrevis, Gurne, my lord is fled, and will, I fear, betray us both. Therefore let me fly. The fact is that the other murderer, who is Gurne, who has fled away. He was too much afraid. After killing the king, he ran away. And it is the chance that he will betray both of them. Both of them means this Matrevis and young Mortimer also. So this is the fact in the world, that murder cannot be hidden. If the king has been murdered, the murderer will also be located soon. So now this is the result of this killing. So there were three persons. One was killed immediately. Second fled away from the scene of crime. And third is also very much afraid. He should also flee. Fly to the savages. I humbly thank you, honor. As for myself, I stand as Job's huge tree, and others are but shrubs compared to me. All tremble at my name, and I fear none. Young Mortimer is assuring him, don't worry, don't be afraid. I am just like the Job's huge tree. I am a very big tree, and others are very small, just like shrubs, just like bushes, grass. So they cannot do anything. They are also very much afraid. They cannot raise anything, raise any question against me. I am too powerful. I will save you. So don't worry. Don't be afraid. All tremble at my name. Listen, that is the thing. That is the influence of young Mortimer, that everybody is afraid in the court. Even by listening the name of young Mortimer, the people are afraid. So that's why he is assuring that you should not be worried about. Let's see who dare impeach me for his death. Impeach, I think you know. Who will challenge? Who will charge with the case of murder that I have killed the king? Nobody. Because these all people are weak. They cannot raise their voice against such a powerful person like me. So he is confident. Who is confident? Young Mortimer is confident that nobody will harm me, and nobody will raise any question about the king. But Matrevis, he is not confident. How now, my lord? Oh, sorry, for his death. Now at the same time, Queen Isabella enters. She asks, Ah, Mortimer, she informs, Ah, Mortimer, the king, my son, hath news, his father's dead, and we have murdered him. So this is the very bad news, that King Isabella comes. What is the news? That the killing of the king is known to my son, the current king. So my son has known about the murder of his father, the old king, the previous king. So that's why she is afraid, that who will save them? Now the king is known to the murder of his father and he will retaliate. So that's why she is afraid. What if we have the king is yet a child? Still then Mortimer is confident that what will he do? He is just a child. The new king is just a teenager. What can he do? He cannot do anything. So this is called overconfidence. No, this is overconfidence of young Mortimer. He doesn't know the scene is changing, the situation is changing. The young king, that is really a teenager, but coming of his age. And within few days, within few months, he will be full-fledged king of England. And he will be able to take decision, his own decision. So bad time of young Mortimer and his beloved Isabella is coming so fast. And the mother is quite aware of the fact. Yeah, yeah, but he tears his hair and wrings his hands and vows to be revenged upon us both. Yeah, it is the fact. He is a teenager, but he is too much wrathful. He is too much angry. He is tearing his hair, wringing his hands, and he is also taking oath that I will revenge my father. The person who is involved in killing my father, I will revenge him. So this is the oath of my son. So that's why she is afraid. Into the council chamber he is gone. See, this is the development in the new king. He has called the meeting for the court. No? He has invited the councillors and decide this. The story is going so fast. To crave the aid and succor of his peers. Ah me, see where he comes and they with him. Now Mortimer begins our tragedy. Now Queen Isabella is too much afraid that her son has called a meeting of his peers and wanted to take decision. What decision? That what should be done. He is asking suggestion for the peers, the barons, the present day barons. Now they are assembling to suggest the king that what should be done now. So that's why Queen is too much afraid and she has foreknown it. She is quite clear that the tragedy is coming upon their life. Tragedy means the sad story, the bad days are going to start in their lives. So enter King Edward III. Now this is the powerful king. Now it is supposed that it is not the king like his father. He is a powerful king, and it is also quite clear that he has a very sane mind, very intelligent he is. So that's why he is not taking decision in wrath or in anger. Rather, he is very quiet, peaceful mind he has, and he is calling a meeting of his peers, of his barons, and unanimously he wanted to decide it, what should be done in that situation. The old king has been murdered, what to do? And it is quite clear. Now in today's day, the other barons are angry with Mortimer and they will really suggest him to take very severe decision. So it is the chance. First Lord, fear not my Lord, know that you are a king. Now they are suggesting that you are not to be feared, you are not to be afraid, you are the king now, you can take any decision and this will be followed. No? The officers are ready to follow it. King Edward III, villain, young Mortimer. How now, my lord? Now young Mortimer is there in front of the new king. He is before the king and now he has been charged with the murder of his father, the old king. So now he is trying to hide the fact. No? Young Mortimer is hiding his fact. He is very submissive. How now, my lord? As if he knows nothing. He is quite innocent. Third, King Edward III. Think not that I am frightened with thy words. My father's murdered through thy treachery, and thou shalt die. And on his mournful hearse, thy hateful and accursed head shall lie. Because you have killed my father, It is your treachery that my father has been killed. It is quite clear. So I will revenge upon you. I will accurse you, and I will order your head to be kept on the dead body of my father. So before the burial of my father, before the last rite is completed, your head will be beheaded, and that will be kept as a gift on the hearse, on the dead body of the king. And even after that, he will be buried. His kingly body was too soon interred. Weep not, sweet son. Queen Isabella, she is also trying her best to save herself. She is acting like the king's mother, and she is suggesting her son, now the king of England, weep not. So be patient. King Edward III, forbid not me to weep. He was my father. So please, don't request me to not to weep. He was my father, and I must weep. I must soak for him. And had you loved him half so well as I? Now he is raising the valiant question, prominent question to his mother. Say, mother, have you loved my father? Really you have loved my father, even the half that I have loved my father? This was the pertinent question. First time this has been raised. This shows the maturity of the young king. So now he is a mature king. He is comprehending everything, every conspiracy. That it quietly shows that his mother is also involved in this treachery, in this deceitful action, that his father has been killed. So that's why she has been asked in that way. You could not bear his death thus patiently. Yes, really, this is the maturity of the king. So he is suspicious of his mother first. So because, why he is suspicious? What is the evidence? The evidence is quite clear that she has been widowed, she has lost her husband, and she is not weeping. She is not weeping. It is not a pertinent question. It is not a major problem. Rather, she is not allowing, she is also suggesting her son not to weep. How it is possible? How can a wife can bear such a thing? That she has become widow after the killing of king, and she is not showing any pain. She is not weeping. She is so patient. But you, I fear, conspired with Mortimer. So now he concludes that this shows that you are not actually sad due to the death of my father, your husband. So this is the proof that it seems that you have conspired with Mortimer. You are also with Mortimer. You are an accomplice, a sinner, a killer also of my father. Second Lord, why speak you not unto my lord the king? Now the other lords are asking, why you are not giving the answer? Save yourself. Try to save. Young Mortimer, because I think a scorn to be accused. Who is the man dare say I murdered him? See, this is the overconfidence of young Mortimer. That he thinks that nobody will say clearly that young Mortimer has killed the King of England. He is overconfident. He thinks that everybody is so much afraid that nobody will give any evidence against him. So he is overconfident. King Edward III, traitor, in my loving father speaks, and plainly saith, it was thou that murdered him. The king says what? That he has been informed by the dying king that you have killed him. So that's why there is no need of evidence. No proof is required, because my father has himself informed me, said me, that Mortimer has killed. So now it is quite clear. Young Mortimer, but hath your grace no other proof than this? Young Mortimer, now he has few days to live. He has been asking for other proofs. Any other evidence is there? There is no evidence. Yes, if this be the hand of Mortimer, showing the letter. Now letter has been also recovered. What letter? That the letter was sent by young Mortimer, giving ambiguous meaning to murder him or to save him. So letter is also produced as the evidence of his crime, showing the letter, aside to Queen Isabella. False Gournay hath betrayed me and himself. So now it is quite clear that Gournay, the one of the murderer who had fled away from the scene of crime, he has betrayed them. He has also provided the letter that he has received from young Mortimer. So in this way it is quite clear that they are engaged in the murder. So now they surrender. They surrender, both young Mortimer and the mother of the new king, Isabella. I feared as much, murder cannot be hid. Now she is weeping. Now the lady, Isabella, is weeping, saying that she was confident, she believed that murder cannot be hidden. This is the fact. So now this is the crude fact that everybody knows this, that they are the murderers. The king's wife and young Mortimer were the murderers of the king. It is my hand, what gather you by this, King Edward III, that thither thou didst send a murderer. Now Mortimer is raising question, have I written this letter? King is clear about, yes, this is your writing. You have written this letter, this is your writing. What murderer? Bring forth the man I sent. Please call that person that I have sent. He is thinking that he will save himself, so that there would be no proof, no evidence. King Edward III, yeah, Mortimer, thou knowest that he is slain, and so shalt thou be too. Why stays he here? Bringing him unto a hurdle, drag him forth, hang him, I say, and set his quarters up, but bring his head back presently to me. Now the king is very furious. You are arguing before the king. You know very well that the murderer has been killed also. So how can he be produced? So that's why you are asking for the person who has been murdered already to present before the court. How it is possible? You know very well that he has been already murdered. So now this is my order. Now the King Edward is ordering that this person should be hanged this time and bring his head just after. So this is the final decree over the death of young Mortimer. So in this way, he is ordered to be killed by the new king, Queen Isabella. For my sake, sweet son, pity Mortimer. Now Queen Isabella is supporting him. She is asking for pity. Please have pity, have mercy, and leave him. Don't kill him, my son. Now she is speaking in quite a professional manner, not like his mother, but a king of England. Madam, entreat not, I will rather die than sue for life unto a paltry boy. I am the king, so that's why please don't request me. I will do the justice. I cannot leave Mortimer not to be punished. I will certainly punish him. And I will also punish the person who are behind this murder. King Edward, hence with the traitor, with the murderer. Young Mortimer, base fortune. Now this is the very important line. Base fortune, now I see that in thy will there is a point to which when men aspire, they tumble headlong down. That point I touched. Now he has accepted his crime, that yes, he was the person who has killed this King of England. And now this is the time that I should welcome. Now this is a rotating time. This is the whirling time that everybody who has born in this world, he has to die. So time has come of my death also. I accept my crime that I have murdered this king, and I am not repented. The Mortimer is not repenting his misdeed. He is happy that whatever he could do in his life he has done. Whatever that can be achieved in life he has achieved. So there is no higher goal in his life. So that's why he has surrendered himself. This is the very important line. And seeing there was no place to mount up higher, why should I grieve at my declining fall? Because he has already achieved that was anything higher in his life. So now there is no goal, there is no target, no objective in his life to climb on the highest. So that's why he surrenders himself. He is happy that he has achieved, and he accepts his downfall, his catastrophe, his death happily, very peacefully. Farewell, fair queen, weep not for Mortimer. Now this is the last wish of young Mortimer. He has been asking for the queen, not please don't weep. Now this is the last meeting. Don't weep for Mortimer. Mortimer has completed his days on this earth. Now he should die. Thus scorns the world, and as a traveler goes to discover countries yet unknown. This is the very philosophic line of young Mortimer, that he has achieved everything in his life. So that's why he is happy. Happily he has accepted the death order of the king, and that's why he is bidding farewell to each and everyone present there, saying that I have not scorned the world, I haven't hated the world, I have done everything. That Mortimer is ordered to be murdered. Actually it is not a murder, it is a harsh punishment by the new king. He has retaliated his father, the previous king. It was his pious duty. Now, as a king, he has this duty. Now Queen Isabella is alone. She has already surrendered herself also. As thou receivest thy life from me, spill not the blood of gentle Mortimer. Now this is the last time she is requesting her son, the new king of this country, that because you have been born by my body, by my blood, so please don't spill the blood. See, this is the character of the queen. That queen, the wife of the king, was accomplice in murdering her husband, the king of England. And now she is requesting not to murder this person, young Mortimer. She is requesting her son not to spill blood, not to shed blood. So that's why she is requesting. But her request will be accepted? I think not. This argues that you split my father's blood, else would not you not entreat for Mortimer. This is the next evidence. This is the proof, my mother, that you have spilled my father's blood. You have killed my father, and you are asking to save Mortimer. So this is the evidence that you have also spilled this blood of father. I spill his blood? No. She is arguing her innocence, that she is innocent. She has not spilled the blood of his father. It means she hasn't been the participant in murdering the king. She is quite innocent. Why she is saying that she is innocent? Because likewise her lover Mortimer, she will be also punished. It is not a matter that she is the mother of the king and she will be saved. No, no. Now he is the king of this country and he is the justified king. So she will be punished also. His mother is also afraid and she feels that she may be murdered also. She may be punished also. Yeah, madam, you foresaw the rumor runs. What is the evidence? There is rumor in the society that queen was also accomplice behind the killing of her husband, the king of England. And this is the real king, na? Really he is a mature king. that he has eyes on everywhere. Na? He is also listening the rumors in the society, that everybody is saying that yes, Queen Isabella has also murdered the king. She has been also the accomplice. That rumor is untrue. For loving thee is this report raised on poor Isabella. She is denying this rumor, that this is a false rumor. I was not the killer of your father. I do not think her so unnatural. But king is not ready to accept this untrue. He thinks that this is the true rumor. Actually, it is not a rumor, but it is a fact that his mother has been the part of the killing of his father. Now she is requesting for his life, for her life. My lord, I fear it will prove too true. Dekho, now she is saying my lord, because her son is the king now, and he is not acting like her son, but as a king of this country, King Edward III. Mother, you are suspected for his death, and therefore we commit you to the tower. This is the very clear message, clear order of her son, that as you are the guilty of my father's murder, you are sent to tower jail. I think you quite memorize the tower jail, na? Mortimer has once also been kept there by the order of the previous king, Edward II. Na? Again, this lady, Queen Isabella, once she was the wife of the King of England. Now she is the mother of the new king, and she has been punished by her own son, the new king. Why? So she has been punished because she has been the accomplice, the criminal behind the murder of the king. So in this way she is imprisoned by her own son. Till further trial may be made thereof, if you be guilty, though I be your son, think not to find me slack or pitiful. So you will be imprisoned in tower jail, and trial will be started. Trial means the case will be trialed in the court, and if you are proven innocent, you will be freed. But if you are found guilty of the murder of the king, you will be harshly punished. And if you are proven innocent, I will pity on you. Okay. Queen Isabella, nay, to my death, for too long have I lived, when as my son thinks to abridge my days. Now she is desperate. Now she is too much afraid of her life, that her life is being shortened. Even her son is not supporting, not believing in her. So that's why it is better to die, rather to be kept in the jail. No, to my death. King Edward III, away with her, her words enforce these tears, and I shall pity her if she speak again. This is the emotional torture of a son. No? He is not allowing his mother to speak before the court. Why? Because he may start feeling pity for her mother. Because there is also blood relation. No? There is filial relation. She is the mother of this king, this judge now. So that's why he has ordered the soldier to take away his mother, so that there should not be any emotional attachment that may turn into weakness, and he should relieve her. So that's why she is ordered to be taken away. Isabella, shall I not mourn for my beloved lord, and with the rest accompany him to his grave? Now she is asking, she is requesting her son, please allow me to be present in the last rite of my husband, the King Edward. Lord, second Lord, thus, madam, it is the king's will, you shall hence. He hath forgotten me, stay, I am his mother. But she has not been allowed. This is the order of the new king. So that's why the soldier took her away. She was not even allowed to appear in the last rites, last ceremony of her husband. So in this way she was taken away. That boots not, therefore, gentle madam, go. So the soldiers are taking her away. They are not allowing to be present there. And this is the last ceremony of the king, King Edward II. This is the last rite. Then come, sweet death, and rid me of this grief. At last, she is desperate. She is frustrated that she is not allowed to be present in the last ceremony of her husband. So that's why she is praying to God. She is asking death for herself. She is asking the God to allow death for her. Exit with second lord and the some of the attendants. Re-enter first lord with the head of the young Mortimer. And as per the order of the new king, young Mortimer, who was the killer of the king, he has been murdered. He was beheaded, his head was struck off, and last the head was also brought and produced before the new king. My lord, here is the head of Mortimer. The head is brought, King Edward III. Go fetch my father's hearse, where it shall lie, and bring my funeral loaves. Now he is ordering that provide me the cloths that I should mourn, and bring my father's dead body, and I will do the last rites, last ceremony of my father as a son of him, a cursed head. So in this way, head is brought. Accursed head, could I have ruled thee then, as I do know? Thou hadst not hatched this monstrous treachery. Here comes the hearse. Help me to mourn my lords. Now the king is repenting. Why? If he has taken this decision before, his father may be saved. He was a teenager, he was a child, and mostly he was behaving like a child. He should have been firm in his decision, and he should have controlled his power, no? And he should have taken precautions just few months before. And this treachery, this murder of his father could be saved, no? So that's why he is repenting. And now he, in the white cloths, he is coming to mourn the death of his father. So now this is the last. Re-enter attendants with the hearse and the funeral robes. Now the cloth for mourning is brought for the king. Actually, it used to be the white color. No? White color cloths are worn to wear the death. Sweet father, here unto thy murdered ghost I offer up this wicked traitor's head, and let these tears distilling from mine eyes but witness of my grief and innocency. Now he is repenting, and now he is offering the head of young Mortimer, the treacherous Mortimer, on the hearse, on the dead body of his father, and also saying, requesting his father, praying his father that I am innocent, I could not save you, so I am also guilty in this way, and I am repenting. So in a repentful manner, this story ends here, no? And concludes. Young Mortimer has been murdered brutally by the order of the king, and the king is also mourning for the death of his father. Now here comes the drama Edward II. Okay.